Knowing what I know about Tail, I'm pretty sure he's going to go Pharah here unless I've had some big change of mind. We saw him do a lot of work on Pharah on Dorado yesterday. I don't think he has any reason to change. I mean, we'll see how it turns out. There's always other options here that are available, but for the Envy side, I think Pharah is a perfectly fine choice. So Pharah fans, get ready. You're about to see some of the best Pharah play in the game, unless I have commentators curse Tailspin to death. Entirely a possibility. Meanwhile, though, taking a look here at the defense, rolling out from the side of Team Liquid. It's going to be Dummy here on the Junkrat, Zoms on Widowmaker, Vonethil on Symmetra, Mesrar on Reinhardt, Dahang on Lucio, and AZK going to be the final piece here as McCree, and we'll see if they'll have just as much success on defense against Envy as they did a moment ago versus Nubris. And you know what? We're hyping up the Pharah play, but Tail showing McCree right now.
Well,
and that's a deviation from what he did yesterday, and I'm pretty sad about that.
They did run McCree on offense today for Tailspin on McCree, so it's not super surprising because they did run this already, and they have Hulk going into Zarya instead of Winston. You know, I kind of would have liked the Pharah. They made it work so well before, but I think McCree is still the strong play, especially if Taimu is going to be Widow and not McCree.
Indeed. So Taimu right now on the Widowmaker, going to be going in pretty weird route, going through the tunnels here, looking for, just that deceptive, sneaky offensive snipe spot to catch Zoms off guard. Meanwhile, the rest of the team moving forward with the payload, nothing too flashy just yet, but Dummy able to take out Tailspin in the very beginning. Tailspin ran right into that Junkrat spam, but Dahang getting picked off by Taimu. They're not going to be a defensive res up for a while, and this is a big opportunity now for Envy.
Yeah, it's a huge pick for Envy to try to push this card. Murphy's not going to be up for a little while. But they always got to be careful of Bonneville's Symmetra Balls. They're already up to 62. They don't want to let him get Teleporter up.
Look at AZK, though. AZK being a little bit sneaky here in the back. Now just focusing on the Internet Hulk. Not perhaps the greatest target. Meanwhile, Tailspin is back into the fray. He's coming over, has Widow in his sight. Zoms having to run for his life, going to eat the flashbang, eats the fan, as Taimu in the back getting the double kill. Both Tailspin and Taimu going off. And Envy making this look relatively easy, just getting the pickoffs that they need. Nothing too crazy, just good, solid mechanical play.
And that pick on Dahang was so important because he came back at the end of that fight with all of his team dead, but only had 90% charge. If he was even able to stay alive 2 to 3 seconds earlier in the first fight, he would have had res, there would have been a 4-man res, and then Liquid would have had a decent opportunity of holding first checkpoint, and that's what that first pick of Taimu did.
Taimu right now in the middle of nowhere, but he has been seen. He has to back out of there in a hurry. Zoms with the Widow sight, ruining his flank opportunity there, but he's able to get to safety, and Envy still moving the payload with a lot of haste. Liquid holding really far back, not wanting to challenge this too aggressively just yet. Zoms and ACK moving in, getting 2 quick kills, and again, nothing too crazy here ultra-wise, but Team Liquid getting the picks that they need, and we're going to push Envy back a bit.
Fire Strike kills Zoms, which he's not going to think about. This gives an opportunity.
No, Zoms is down. They don't have to worry about him, which means Envy can be a little bit greedy here. Sort of a free kill coming from Fire Strike. I mean, it's a well-placed Fire Strike, but usually won't get a kill. Big opportunity here for Envy as they move forward. Chips right now in the back, healing, keeping people up and alive. Deadeye now coming out from Tailspin. How many people will connect with? We'll take out Vonethil. Chips under a little bit of pressure and will get taken out by Zoms before getting a chance to use his res. So the defense is trying to make the most of this here. Tips enough though, Envy laying in the pressure pretty thick.
Yeah,
Graviton coming out from Internet Hulk will suck 3 people in. There's no follow-up though. It was a good Graviton, but without the follow-up, it's pretty much irrelevant. And Team Liquid now starting to push things back.
That kill in a chip gen was super important. Was not able to get the res, was not able to stay with his team, and that's going to allow Liquid to get set up. I think Dummy's switch into Winston has really put a lot of pressure on Taimu, and that's going to change him to Reaper.
All right, so taking a look at Zoms here. Zoms laying in the pressure onto this Reinhardt shield. That Reinhardt shield is going to break sooner rather than later. Zoms, though, going to the back. I mean, this is interesting. It could work out, or it could just backfire. Usually I don't see Widows taking this sort of approach on the defense. And they're just sort of ignoring him. EnVyUs is moving forward. Taimu is able to kill Vonethil. Now laying shot after shot in the Mesrar. Gonna back out a little bit, but Mesrar going down the Coco. Winston going after Taimu. Might be able to get the kill here. Primal Rage on the way, but no, Taimu's gonna make it to the big health. As Envy...
What did Liquid just do?
I don't know. That was such a weird fight. It was taking place everywhere, but they ignored the cart. and got punished horribly for it.
Okay, Zoms pushes all the way on the point A sniper's nest while all Liquid is on catwalk, and they let Envy push the cart under bridge all the way to the second checkpoint and then try to engage from behind. They basically just gave Envy the checkpoint for free and free alt charge on top of it. Very sloppy from Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning, Zom's going for that flank. It could have worked out, maybe, but it was such a high risk and put him out of range of the fight. But here we go, Team Liquid not wasting any time, getting right on top of the fight. Lucio speed boosting in, but they've got nothing from it just yet. Taimu does have Death Blossom at the ready, a little bit too low in HP to use it, but might not even need to, as Coco, Tailspin, Internet Hulk, all doing work. Pretty much a team effort coming out here from Envy. And that just did not work out at all from Team Liquid. And here comes Taimu with the Death Blossom, picks up the double kill in the end, chasing down Vonethil. Vonethil gonna get murdered. And Envy now in a great position to set a very quick time here on Dorado.
It's a full team wipe. Taimu's not gonna camp spawn. And this might be over right now.
Over before it begins.
Never die.
Shitsujin with the res. Taimu's gonna try to camp. They're gonna try to camp the entrance. Then we get
picking up
in,
another
auto
key pick.
killed.
This is just buying time now for Liquid. They're trying to get on the point, buying as much as they can. But that is it. They are all taken out, and that was just dominant from Envy at the end. Really compounded by a few perplexing decisions from Liquid in terms of flanking and otherwise. It just did not work out.
The entire second and third point happened because of that flanking maneuver. I mean, I understand what they were going for. But look at this, they let them get the checkpoint for free, then the spawns are so close, then Liquid has to try to reset the entire time. They already gave ult advantage away because they lost that big team fight for the second checkpoint. And Liquid
506.
with some very weird decisions in the middle end of that game.
Yeah, I think it just goes to the heart of that when Liquid is playing well, they play really, really well. But then I think it might just be decision-making at times that sort of handicaps them a little bit because, again, I think we were both confused and a little bit off guard when Envy just went on to that point. It wasn't that Envy was doing anything super crazy. It's that Liquid split themselves kind of strangely. And it just didn't work out.
And now a 5-minute time? That's pretty tough. To beat here for Liquid, they're going to have a very successful first few attacks. If they get stuck at all by a statue or coming along to flank along alley, it's not going to work. They're going to have to make one of these first pushes be pretty successful.
Yeah, I mean, for Liquid, I think all is over here if they don't get the point at first. If they get wiped out going for the first Dorado checkpoint here, then Symmetra gets up a teleporter and all that starts piling on, I think it's pretty much GG because they're already dealing with a very, very fast time to beat, and that's just hard to begin with. And Envy is a very good team, so they're just going to have to really hit Envy very hard in the beginning and keep them staggered as they move forward. That is Team Liquid's best chance of winning this.
I also really like the defense that Envy's put up here on Dorado so far. Internet Hulk is going to be on Symmetra, and Taimu is going to be on Widow, Tailspin on Junkrat, and Harry Hook is actually more than likely going to go back and then go McCree or Soldier. And them having that triple DPS lineup along with Internet Hulk on Sim is one of his favorite heroes. We've seen him play since the very first beta phase. It's going to be really tough for Liquid to break through here.
I definitely agree. So, taking a look here at the defense as it solidifies, it's going to be Internet Hulk on the Symmetra, Chipsujin on the Mercy, Harry Hook on McCree, Taimu on Widowmaker, Tailspin on the Junkrat, Coco on Reinhardt. And Tailspin's one to watch here on defensive Junkrat. He's had some really, really good moments in recent times, and don't expect that to end now. Meanwhile, looking at the offense, it's going to be AZK on the offensive Tracer, the Hang on Mercy, Vezrar on the Winston, Vonethil on Zarya, Zoms on Widow, striking first blood against Taimu, no less, picking him off, and Dummy on the Genji. And I kind of like the setup coming out here from Team Liquid. They need a setup with momentum, and I think Genji, Tracer, Widow gives them just that if everything goes right.
I mean, it is. They were able to get the first pick on Taimu. They need to go now, and Taimu actually goes into Tracer instead of Widow to get back to the first point as soon as possible.
Harry Hook, though, able to take out AZK in the back. AZK ate a flashbang in all likelihood. Gang taken out. Internet Hulk on the Mesrar, and now Envy starting to just turn this back in their favor. It was such a good opening from Team Liquid, but again, they're just sort of getting outplayed in multiple different one-on-ones that took place there, and a teleporter now up from Internet Hulk. Team Liquid's path just got significantly harder.
Yeah, it's got a lot rougher. The only good news for Liquid is that they forced Taimu off of Widow early so he can get back to the point as quick as possible. And now he's kind of stuck on Tracer. So that's pretty much as good as it could get right now for Liquid.
All right, so Tailspin here in the back, able to get a trap kill with the aid of Airnet Hulk. Has the tire at the ready, might not even need it. Zarya just tried to rush through those Junkrat bombs. Did not quite work out. Mezra, though, going to get rezzed up. The res coming in from the offensive Team Liquid to bring all those heroes up. The teleporter goes down, and not a horrible look from Team Liquid right now, but it has to be completely decisive, and they're not getting that as Harry Hook and Airnet Hulk going off again. Zom's eating the point-blank concussion mine, and that's going to spell the end here of this Team Liquid push, and with a mere 3.5 minutes left, that might already spell the end for them in this game.
Airnet Hulk getting several kills in the lobby of a hotel. You know, Taimu being stuck on Tracer really hasn't helped Liquid at all do anything. Liquid is still on Genji Tracer. Dummy is still 20% away from Sword. They need him to have Sword. He goes down early again. He's not going to have Sword for this fight. AZK going to go down. Liquid's going to have to regroup again, and I think you're right. They are not going to have enough time to do this map. They're going to need to regroup one more time, have a clean team fight, push the checkpoint, push all the way through the second checkpoint, and win the map.
Taimu actually making a good run of it on the defensive Tracer. I mean, he's not Widow, but hasn't really lost a step. He's been making this effective, getting on Zoms in the back. Zoms about to bite it here from this Tracer play. But AZK counter tracering coming in. Resurrection coming in from Chipsogen, bring up some of those fallen Envy heroes as Envy still holding in strong. Teleporter is back up from Airnet Hulk.
So a second teleporter from Hulk, and you know, Dummy finally has Sword, and he's gonna have to make this work. They're probably waiting for Bonnefil combo with Dummy. I guess
All
not.
right, Dummy now moving in with the slicing and dicing in the backline. Able to take out Chips. That'll stop the resurrections here. Dummy getting a good Genji play, and this is where, you know, I sometimes wish Dummy was on Genji earlier. He was on Genji to start this map, so that's not the case here, but he does have big plays on Genji. And they're going to get this checkpoint. The only problem is that time-wise, they're under 2 minutes here. He takes out Harry Hook. It is not actually high noon. Genji getting in there quickly, and Dummy having a good run of it before finally getting taken out by Taimu.
Now, Envy is doing such a good job of delaying, though. And, yeah, Loki does get the checkpoint. That is, they really did need that, but I think it's a little bit too little, too late for them to try to take this map.
No one can hide from my sight.
All right, so Zom's now moving forward, trying to keep the momentum, but has a Winston in his back. This is not what he wants. Winston still being aggro, coming back up a bit. Zom's nearly going down as a result. And the one good thing for Zoms here, Zoms doesn't have a whole lot that he has to be afraid of aside from Winston jumping on him. He's pretty much free reign as Widow. The bigger issue, of course, here is time. Only a minute remaining, and mathematically, it might not be possible for Team Liquid to bring this back. Few of the grounds on Surge here coming in from the offense. I don't know if they have the follow-up they need for it, though, as Envy not really caring, putting up more kills on the board. AZK, one last people remaining near the cart. He's darting around here, trying to stay alive. Gonna have to back out. But the important thing here is that there's less than a minute left, and Team Liquid will not be able to beat EnVyUs' time. As a result, Envy is going to be the winners here on Dorado here in our best of 5 series. They're going to go up 2-0 because they do have that winners bracket advantage, and Team Liquid will be down to their last tournament life.
I mean, Liquid put themselves in that position with the defense that they put up to start this series. I mean, if they're going to play and try to be very aggressive and have these flanking maneuvers and have a big high risk, high reward, well, that's what's going to happen.
You see a big pulse bomb coming from AZK in the back. I wish we'd see more of that coming out from Tracers. Taimu, though, the Death Blossom going to clean things up, getting the triple kill in the end, telling everyone to die. Time-wise, though, it doesn't matter. 3 seconds, and it is over. EnVyUs has officially won here in Dorado, and they are a mere 1 map away from winning this weekly, which means that they will have won both the EU and NA weeklies in this week. Pretty good week thus far here from EnVyUs.
Has any team have done that as well?
No, IDDQD has done before.
What NA?
C9 has never done because C9 never plays in the EU.
Oh, IDDQD did do that for several weeks.
Yeah, IDDQD, absolutely. Both teams fighting out here on the point. Dummy again, getting some decent work done as Genji coming alive here, but just a little bit too little, too late. Payload now moving forward. Waiting for the players themselves to call GG as Internet Hulk getting 2 kills on Winston. He will get taken down in the end. Mesrar moving this forward, and again, in the end, a little bit too little, too late. We will finish out this map, though, as look at Coco getting on here at the last second, stopping it from hitting the checkpoint. Tailspin coming in now as McCree, and they're going to stop this in its tracks.
Yeah, and he gets off at a second checkpoint just to make a statement saying that you're not going to complete the map. We're going to let you push the payload when we're told to. Okay, Team Liquid?
I think Envy right now is just waiting for Team Liquid to say GG. They're not really doing anything too crazy in positioning. That's why they have everyone on top of the payload. But they're going to fight this fight anyways. Here comes Internet Hulk on the way in, cleaving everyone in his sight as Tailspin picking up another double. Not even with Deadeye, just good standard mechanical gameplay.
Expect GGs to come out any moment now.
Good showing by Envy, though. And again, I think you're right. I think Team Liquid did have a bit of potential here on the attack.
Thanks. Put it on that tab.
And we should go back to lobby here. Come on, feels like someone has to say it. No one wants to be the guy to say it, especially if you're on the winning team or all the rest. And the casters don't want to say it because we don't want to interrupt the players. This is one of the downsides with how things have to be implemented at the moment. But still, Envy with a good showing, and Team Liquid now down to their last tournament life. They will have to choose what map they go to next.
Yeah, it's either going to be Lijiang or Hollywood. It's going to be rough either way for Team Liquid. Team Liquid has been playing okay on Hollywood, but they had enough troubles against Nubris. I really think Liquid needed to win Dorado. They needed to have a strong showing there, and they made some questionable decisions on defense, and on offense, it didn't really matter anymore. So now they're down 2-0. Everything from now on is going to be hard for Liquid. Like, they needed that win, really, to give them a first point on the board. They played okay on Hollywood, and then they have Nepal and Lijiang with 2 King of the Hill maps, which is envious what they're good at. But I think Liquid should pick... let's see, what are they going? Are they going with Nepal? Okay, they are going with Nepal. I think King of the Hill is the right move, ZP. Because they had success against Nubris on King of the Hill, and EnVyUs has probably been practicing these payload maps more than every other map, which is why almost all of the maps we've seen so far today and yesterday were payload maps. I think King of the Hill is you the way to go. You actually won a map there. Try it out. Anything can happen on King of the Hill. It requires a little more deathmatch type of skills and strategy. I think this is the right move.
Well, speaking of King of the Hill, we are going to Lijiang, and I agree. I think Team Liquid has to try something, and they did a decent showing against Nubris. But they did get rattled in the beginning against Nubris as well, so I could see this working out. I could see it not working out. But either way, it will be the first time we see Lijiang today. It will be the last time we see Lijiang today. I like Lijiang. Lijiang has a lot of good deathmatching between heroes. We see a lot of cool looks on it, and more than anything else, I think, you know what stage I prefer the most on Lijiang? That would be not this stage, not the control center. I want to say it's called the Garden. It's the bigger stage, not the former stage 2.
Yeah,
and it's a really, really big map by King of the Hill standards, and it actually allows for a great diversity of play. Okay, so apparently we are going back to lobby. It is, in fact, a 5-map pool here, despite the 1-game advantage, is what the admins are saying. So we might be going to Nepal after all.
So what do you think we are going to be seeing out of Liquid? I actually like the Genji Tracer play that Liquid ran. Now, they didn't work out of the gate because Zoms had went Widow, and that didn't work so well. They've actually played the best when Zoms went Winston, and they let Dummy and AZK be the only DPS. They went 2-2-2. Double 2 tank, 2 support, 2 DPS. They seem to play the best in that way, even though I think they're trying to play triple DPS, 1 tank, 2 support. I think that might be what they want to do, but it didn't succeed, at least. For Envy, I'm conflicted if we will probably see 2-2-2, more than likely Tailspin and Taimu as your Tracer Genji or McCree Soldier. Or McCree Genji?
I can see the Soldier. Soldier hasn't been played a whole lot today in general, but I do think Soldier has a place, especially in the bigger King of the Hill maps, where he can just be a good, consistent source of damage. He's sort of self-sufficient. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting I mentioned Soldier just because he has been so underplayed today overall, which is weird given that we're in one hero limit and people would be looking for extra answers for not having 2 McCrees, but in general, that answer has been more Reaper than actually 76. Which is a little bit disappointing because I feel like 76, given how demanding his tracking game is, he actually, I think, is one of the heroes with some of the most untapped potential in the entire game.
Well, we've seen Soldier here in previous metas with no hero limits. We've seen Double Tracer and Double Soldier.
Read the chat. Hulk turned his volume off and is panicking as to why he can't hear anything. Internet Hulk shame being exposed to the world right now. That's what teammates are for.
So we saw, Double Soldier before on this map with Double Tracer. So it's not like Soldier is bad here anyway. There is limited options. Reaper has been used more than the other McCree rather than Soldier. I kind of feel like we'll continue to see that. And the Zarya Winston combo has been, pretty proficient. Or what are we?
We're reloading for Control Center. It's in the rules that if you get one stage and have to remake before it starts, you just reload until you get that stage.
Oh, great.
Well,
Sure,
usually we've been pretty lucky
well.
and get it on like 1 or 2 remakes, but now that I said that, we got Control Center. We're good.
Look at that.
We've had way too good of a luck for this. I'm just waiting for the one time where we have to remake on King of the Hill, and we end up, remaking 20 times and have the odds just go way against us.
So it looks like right now, EnVy is going to opt to go Zarya Winston combo. And from Liquid's side, if it stays as is, they're going to try triple DPS. And just
Taimu is triggering Reddit right now. That's all I got to say. But no, triple DPS, definitely excited to see it come out here. Looking here at the roster coming out from the side, Liquid looks like it's going to be Vonafil on Lucio, Mezrar on Zarya, Dahang on Mercy, Dummy on Genji, Zombs on the Tracer, AZK on McCree.
Now, this didn't work out for Liquid last time, but Tracer is really good on this map just because of how the distance is between spawn and center.
Meanwhile, taking a look here at the EnVyUs side, it's going to be Internet Hulk on Winston, Chipsogen on Mercy, Taimu on the McCree, Tailspin on Reaper, Harry Hook on Lucio, Coco on Zarya, and interesting that we see a Tailspin on the Reaper hero load has been sort of the standard here. No 76s in sight.
Zom kills Chipsogen right off the bat. No mercy for EnVy. They got 2 big kills in return.
Absolutely no mercy being had, but look at Tailspin making Reaper work, getting kill after kill with Reaper. The Hellfire Shotgun's doing a whole lot here. And this is what happens, I guess, when you're not running Del McCree. You get to see Reaper go off and do some work. And Tailspin winning that fight pretty handily for EnVyUs.
Dummy has now switched onto Reaper, so he is not going to be continuing to try the Genji.
That's a little bit interesting that he's banning Genji at this point. I don't think it's necessarily the worst idea, but I do like Dummy's Genji. He's had a lot of success with it today. I would have preferred if he stayed on it. And meanwhile, we do have a fight going on top of the point, but look at Taimu. Taimu trying to be sneaky with the flank, trying to challenge the Deadeye, almost does it successfully. Has to back out a bit. Both teams still reasonable health here. Deadeye coming out from Taimu will punish Zombs. Though it was a decent approach from the side of Team Liquid, I do think EnVy doing a pretty good job here of hanging on here. Both teams bloodying each other though, for sure.
Yeah, Shifting gets off a res, and even though he dies, EnVy is still able to take the point. And looking really solid for EnVy. Internet Hulk still has his ult, AZK has his, but it's still pretty even otherwise.
Pretty interesting there. Internet Hulk with a emote at the end. That's something you don't see as much in this game as I think. Not as much BM emote, sometimes BM sprays, but here we go. Next fight about to be underway. Coco looking for a big Graviton Surge. It is on deck. Mezrar won't have this fight in all likelihood, barring some huge damage contribution. AZK now with the Deadeye. Will he connect? Does not really connect here. And I'm not even sure the Graviton Surge is needed as they just get mopped up along the outside. Taimu and Tailspin going in together, doing a whole lot of work.
No, an Internet Hulk knocked off Mezrar from the map with his ult and got 2 or 3 picks by himself. Now Harry Hook is going to have sound barrier and Monasil is not close enough, so they should pretty much secure themselves victory.
All right, Tailspin able to take out Mezwar. Dummy going to get taken out. The flashbang is there. They do have people sneaking onto the point a little bit, but we have Harry Hook and Chips getting right back on top of it. Harry Hook, in fact, killing the Tracer. Lucio damage coming in. As Taimu now just really having himself the game. Taimu Tailspin, big part of Envy's success. And now Envy is 1 round away from winning this grand final 3-0. They're almost there, Slasher.
Didn't even have to use sound barrier at the end there from Harry Hook. 1 round away, championship point for Envy. Looking pretty good for Poison Blue.
I don't even think children.
Alrighty, so taking a look at any potential changes here, we do have, it's happening now, Slasher. El Presidente, Bastion himself, is being played by Zoms. I like it just on principle. I like it just for the fact that we haven't seen Bastion all day. It might catch Envy off guard. Here we go. He's going to turret mode right away. Will Bastion sink? Will he swim? He's going to get taken out by Taimu pretty quickly, nonetheless. As Taimu again on a very quick double kill. Taimu just exploding right now in this last King of the Hill map.
He's finally taken out by Mezwar. That's still going to probably give the advantage to Envy, though. Liquid's fighting strong.
Yeah, no, Liquid is hanging in there. They've got some good kills. Both teams bloodying each other as they rush in the point. Mezwar going really deep in on that charge, perhaps too deep. He's eating a lot of damage. He's going to go down. Definitely went a little bit too deep on that. Meanwhile, take a look at Taimu. Taimu, of course, should be getting back in the fight here in just a second.
Zoms now switching to Tracer. AZK and Zoms both getting kills. AZK getting picked off, though, and finally it's going to be taken by Envy. So at least Liquid is able to delay it to not let Envy get too big of a lead to start off the map.
Yeah, Envy, they do finally take control of the first point. It was a good fight from Liquid. They kept them off it for a while. But now, this is the real danger of the Garden Stage of Lijiang, is that the team that has control can be very aggressive and hold you further back than what you can do on most King of the Hill maps. It's one of the more unique attributes about this map. It's why I think it's pretty entertaining. But it could be rough times here for Liquid as they try and retake control.
Movie just running onto the
Pulse
point.
Bomb stick. Gonna get neutralized a little bit by Zarya, though, as Zom's getting to the back line, trying to take out Chips. Chips will go down. But take a look at Tailspin. Tailspin about to drop the Death Blossom here in a second. Already has 2 kills in this fight. Will he drop it? Takes out Dummy. Looking for more. Doing a whole ton of damage. Gets the double. Looking for the triple as Tailspin. He's been having himself a Reaper game.
Liquid rushes onto the point, almost gains control, then runs right into Zarya ult, and then a Pulse Bomb. Not only did Coco get Zarya ult off, but he has 85% of ult returning, and Liquid only has 40% remaining to try to force us into another round.
Yeah, in terms of this, Team Liquid seeing their tournament life flash before their eyes have been the situation from earlier today against Nubris. But if they're going to do something, they need to do it now. I'm going to look at AZK here. I think it has to come off the back of AZK. Grabs on Surge, comes out, doesn't do much. He takes out Tailspin. AZK looking to make his mark here, tries to take out Chips. Not able to do it just yet. Still hanging on to Deadeye. Gets Tailspin down again. But overall, this is still a firm defense coming out from the side of Envy. Envy now 15% away from winning both weeklies in this week. EU and NA both. Team Liquid down to their last tournament life here. This will be potentially the last push of the day. 95% remaining, and they need to get on top of the point. And they do. Zoms is on top. And Team Liquid, it is do or die, sink or swim. Deadeye coming out from AZK. Will it connect? Doesn't get a whole lot done as Coco taking out Mezwar in the Zarya v Zarya. Both teams going crazy on the point. Defensive sound barrier out. Tailspin potentially about to drop the Death Blossom as the exclamation point has 2 kills on this fight already. Zom's running for his life. There it is, a little bit of overkill. He knew he had it. And EnVyUs going to be your champions here today, winning both on Saturday and now here today on Sunday. Well played, the EnVyUs.
Yeah, congratulations to EnVyUs 3-0 sweep over Liquid in the finals, of course, with that 1-game advantage coming from the winners bracket. In my mind, now Cloud9 and Envy are the 2 best teams. It's hard to know because Rose and Reunited, of course, the creation over there in Europe, but by far and large in North America, it is Envy and Cloud9 by a long shot. And those are the 2 teams right now that it'll be between, at least here in NA.
Alrighty, so we are going to be bringing us into a winner's interview in just a moment with Internet Hulk. Those who are just tuning in, EnVyUs has won 3-0 over Team Liquid. They had a 1-0 advantage from winner's bracket, but they kept on the pressure. They have won both tournaments here this weekend and a very, very strong showing coming out from EnVyUs. So big congratulations to them.
Yeah, huge congrats. I also think a good performance deserved for Team Liquid. They played well at Agents Rising Land, and they played well here. Beating Nubers in the Movers Bracket Finals, I think, is even a little bit of a step for Liquid going forward, because they had issues with them in the previous 2 matches. They might have very well lost the series overall. I think just getting to the finals, even though they really didn't play too well in the finals, is still a good way forward for Team Liquid.